Over the past 4 or 5 years, there has been a dramatic increase in confidence in terms of Chinese companies doing outbound investment. Part of that has been prior to the crisis, where Chinese companies were tiptoeing into foreign markets, and certainly after the crisis, there has actually been an increase in the amount of outbound investment. And that has been both because Chinese companies tend to be flush with cash and are taking advantage of the relative price differential. The valuations of foreign investments have gone down dramatically after the crisis, and this is quite frankly a great time for Chinese companies to make those strategic investments. The experience that Chinese companies are encountering when investing in overseas acquisitions are strikingly identical to what American companies were facing when they first entered the Chinese markets. They are encountering a complete different business culture in terms of the management style, in terms of managing a labor force, in terms of understanding the supply and distribution systems that they need to integrate, and certainly in terms of legal and accounting changes that are very different from what they're used to. Just as Chinese companies are experiencing difficulties in entering overseas markets, there's an interesting anecdote about when an American food company decided to enter China roughly a decade ago. And they were very optimistic about selling their canned food products. And in fact, it turned out to be somewhat of a disaster because they came to soon find out that most Chinese consumers did not own a can opener. And of course, this made it virtually impossible for them to utilize the soup that they had bought. And so, in fact, the company had to restructure and redesign their whole packaging system for the product to be a success in China. Well, the lesson is truly understanding the culture before you're ready to jump in, and understand that there are differences and you may need to do some minor adjustments or some significant adjustments, and it may be on the marketing side or on other service side that are just simply different from where you're used to doing business.